It's just become of massive concern to small businesses, where people are seeing insurance hikes of 100% and 200%. I mean, it's just massive. In my own case, my insurance here was $2,500 when I opened 6 years ago. Last year I paid $16,500 and I had to get a personal loan for that. And this year I've been told I can't get insurance. So it's a lot of businesses that would do a lot of leisure activities, because unfortunately there's a bit of a claims culture within them, and also like, you know, it's an environment where kids and families are just there having fun. And when it comes to kids just getting a scratch and a bruise these days, it's not like years ago where you'd wear them like a badge of honour when you had a bruise or a scratch. Now unfortunately some parents, and it's very few, and I'd love to point that out, most parents just don't, but there's a couple of parents who will claim, and it just can put a business right under, which could possibly happen in my case. I'm obviously hoping it doesn't. Just after yesterday, I went to the Oireactas Committee. Yesterday there was an Oireactas Committee on where we are with insurance. And I just simply told my story about how hard it is to put everything into running a business, and one or two people just claim off you where it hasn't been your fault, and how it can just potentially put a business under. And I just wanted to explain that to the Oireactas Committee yesterday. I got a bit emotional in it because when you put everything into your job and into your work, I have two young kids myself, it's my livelihood, my kids are 3 and 4. And to think that something is going to be possibly taken away from me that's not my fault is heartbreaking. I think I got emotional when I spoke about the staff, because we don't have a high staff turnover here in Huckleberries. We have just fantastic staff who depend on me. Like I've got people who have mortgages, I have people who put themselves through college, and the messages from them yesterday after they saw that actually was just incredible. One girl in particular just said, "I'd never have gotten through college if it wasn't for you, and thank you so much." She's actually studying childcare, and that just put more fight in me to make sure that this stays open, because there's 12 of us here, and they don't want to lose their jobs. They're sticking with me until the end, and we're going to keep fighting and keep Huckleberries open. So that's what made me quite emotional yesterday. And then you kind of just feel as well, geez, this isn't fair. You know, it just feels like it's not fair. You know, like I have no problem that if something broke, you know, the chair I'm sitting on, if a screw came out of the slide and a child going down and they injure themselves, absolutely send in an insurance claim if that's what you want to do, because I was negligent. But where I haven't been negligent, where it hasn't been my fault, it's not fair, and the result of it is that I can't get insurance. It's been a very long time since you could get insurance in our particular sector in leisure in Ireland. So we have to go across the water, and there's only one underwriter that's insuring us over there. And we're lucky to have them insuring us. But because there's only one, there's no competition, so they can kind of pick numbers. So like we would have people with no claims. I know I'm unfortunate that I have a couple, but we've people with no claims, businesses with no claims who are, like we've one lovely centre, they were on the news yesterday as well, down in Cork, and they paid €8,000 last year on insurance, and they're paying $18,000 this year. They've got a couple of young kids and they never had a claim. At the other facility in County Meath, Best of Mates there, I know you spoke to them about a month ago, fabulous place. I had my kids there last week. They paid €6,000 in insurance last year. The quote that they were getting this year was 18,000. They managed to get it down to 12, but they've never had a claim. And that's 6,000 to 12,000. I mean, and I mean, in some cases it's more than what we're paying in rent. You know, it's more than what we're paying in rates. Insurance should be a utility that's there just in case something really bad happens. It shouldn't be that you're all consumed about insurance, and that's what's happening now. If the only message that I can get out, I know over the last few days we've spoken about all the reforms, and they're unbelievably important. But if I could just change even people's minds about thinking about claiming off a business where they're not negligent. If this just stopped one person or two people claiming off any type of business, whether it's a cafe or a hairdresser's or a beautician's or a play centre, just think about the effect that you're going to have on that business. It will probably close because of your claim. So if I could make that difference, that'd be awesome. We do need a Garda fraud unit. We need the book of quantum reduced. So in other words, the awards that are being paid out, they need to be reduced. And that's not going to happen, I think, until the end of the year. Really want to speed up that. The Judicial Council bill that passed through the Senate the other night, that now has another couple of stages to go through. So if that could get speeded up, and I think speaking in the Oireactas yesterday, I think the senators were just so supportive, and the TDs that were there, and I think we are hopefully going to get that speeded up. I suppose I'm a bit angry as well that a year ago I went to government buildings, to the Department of Finance. I sat with Minister Darcy, who's the junior minister in the Department of Finance responsible for insurance. I handed him a file of 42 businesses and I explained what was happening with insurance and that some of us would be put out of business, and I just don't think much notice was taken of that last year, and I think it's only now in the last couple of months that things seem to be happening, and it's too late for some. In our own town, Lolo Town closed down. We had one in Virginia closed down, one in Donegal closed down, we had a lady in Cork closed down. We've just too many closures. Huckleberries will not close if I have anything to do with it. So I'm very determined to get insurance, and even by coming out yesterday and doing that, I've a list of insurance companies ringing, trying to see if they can help. So I mean, even if I haven't even had a chance to ring them, I'm going to ring them today after all these interviews, and hopefully I'll be able to secure insurance.